So you are at the 7th annual Rumble Young Man Rumble. And there are a few ground rules before we jump off into this thing. First of all, we are live and direct on a live stream. We are going out to who knows how many countries, who knows how many people are watching. It could be 10, it could be 10,000. But certainly, people have been waiting for you. We have been waiting for you. You are in the right place. And so with that, let me just make sure we get our act right on. First of all, when we call out Rumble, Young Man Rumble, you can't give me no whack response. Because when Muhammad Ali was in the ring with his trainer, Drew Boudini Brown, and Muhammad Ali was taking those, when the champ was taking those blows from Drew Boudini Brown, it wasn't no milquetoast response. It wasn't no, it wasn't no sexy voice. We're in a fight. And in a fight, when you get knocked down, not if, when you get knocked down. Because in a good fight, you're going to go down for a minute. I didn't say stay down. I said you're going to go down. And nobody told you to study the contours and the nuances of the canvas to understand that it's lumpy in one spot and it's tight in another. Get up. Keep fighting. Put them hands up. The blows don't stop coming. So when we say rumble, young man rumble, oh, and by the way, for my sisters, I know it's a little gender specific, but we love y'all. And we want y'all in this too, because we would not be here but for you. So join us, sisters, in the Rumble, Young Man Rumble cry, because we can't be without each other. So again, let's just do this one more time so the people who are out there who couldn't be, who are mad, they mad, by the way, because I've gotten the emails, the spam, the very terse messages, Reverend, terse, T-E-R-S-E. Terse rhymes with a C word, curse. Those words came in with the terse messages. Rumble, young man, rumble. So welcome to the 7th annual CBMA, the Campaign for Black Male Achievement's 7th annual Rumble, Young Man Rumble. We have an exciting, a beautiful lineup on this beautiful evening here in Louisville, Kentucky. If you tuned in or if you're here to see a fight, I'm sorry, I'm dressed just a little bit too good for a fight. We can do that, but let me pop the bow tie at least first. But we are in a fight, be not mistaken. And we must celebrate even when we are down. We know what's going on. We all watch the news even before 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., depending on your time zone. We know what's going on. But nevertheless, we must figure out times where we celebrate, where we uplift. And so we have people who are joining us tonight we have 260 individuals joining us from over 100 organizations and affiliations representing the United States, Belize, and the United Kingdom. Tonight you're going to hear from, and very shortly I will bring him up, first and foremost, the CEO of the Muhammad Ali Center here in Louisville to welcome us. And then from there, you will hear from the mayor of Louisville, Kentucky, who welcomed us with open arms to Louisville and with whom we've partnered to declare that this city would be the epicenter for black male achievement. I'm going to make some of our black brothers and sisters angry because, you know, sometimes you got to find your allies and be careful about who you throwing away. Because with us tonight is a mayor who may not look like us but is fighting for us over in Lexington, Kentucky, and said, nah, them statues ain't going to stay. Who will bring words? Mayor Gray is with us this evening. Rumbling. we are going to recognize 13 individuals who have no idea when they woke up this morning that we're going to recognize them this evening for their accomplishments, their achievements, their work to move the field of black male achievement. And guess what? They're not all grown folk, because we got young people that are out here guffing. You think you fighting? Try being young in this scenario, fighting grown folk, young folk, any folk, skin folk, kin folk, all the folk, and you're young. We want to recognize them for their rumble. We're going to do that tonight. As well, y'all, we're going to hear some music, some poetry, and yes, we will laugh because there will be some comedy. So one last thing to my speakers, and I know that we are out on the internet and the interwebs are watching us, and you all here watching us. We have two moderators this evening. Both of them are lovely. One is a minister. One is also a weightlifter. You have been forewarned, if you are up here on this mic, that if you go over your time, I cannot attest to what might happen with cameras rolling. Oh, and one of them does have bail money. So, with all that said, because I don't want to find out about the bail money, let me bring up Mr. Donald Lassere, CEO of the Muhammad Ali Center, to welcome us to the 7th Annual Rumble, Young Man Rumble.
Okay, first of all, with that warning, Steve, where's the clock? You gonna do this to me? Okay, so I do want to welcome you all back to Louisville, and more importantly, equally as important, welcome you to the Muhammad Ali Center, where we're proud to be hosting the 7th Annual Rumble Young Man Rumble. But I want to say a few things because I keep getting asked this question, and it's, why is black male achievement so elusive? So I'm going to tell you a really short story just to illustrate a specific point. So when I was in business school, my best friend was a basketball player from Mississippi. He happened to be a Mormon, white guy, 6'5", towered over the crowd. So I took him to the African American Student Union annual party, gala, celebration. You know how we do it, we just party, right? So he came with me, and this guy was an outstanding basketball player, all Big Ten. And when he came, he was very pensive, very nervous, literally standing in the corner. So I saw him standing there, walked up to him, I said, "What's up with you, man? Why are you acting all shy, all pensive? What's going on?" And he looked at me, used my nickname, which I will share with you. He said, "Duck, you're used to being the only. This is the first time I've been the only." Now think about that. To be successful in this world, many of us at one time in our life will be the only. And if it shook his confidence, think about the confidence that you have to walk in that environment, be confident, do what you have to do when you are the only. And that's an illustration of why black male achievement is so elusive, because we are not trained in many cases to have that confidence, to be the only, to go out there and represent ourselves like we should. And I think that's why the example that Muhammad Ali set, where he faced the world, he literally faced down the world, stood by his convictions, and had the confidence to believe what he believed and make a difference in the world, is a great example of how we need to act as young black men and people of color. And with that, I think my time is up. You gave me the axe. So again, welcome to Louisville and welcome to the Muhammad Ali Center. Thank you.
Yes. And so, in case you didn't know, the Rumble is inspired by Muhammad Ali, the late great champion, the one and the only, the greatest of all time, who left with us an example. The 6 core principles through which our Rumble will operate tomorrow: confidence, conviction, dedication, giving, respect, and spirituality. When we gather in honor of those principles. We gather inspired by those, fueled by those, moving through those. So the Muhammad Ali Center is a great location right here in the city of Louisville for us to continue to advance those principles in our work. Without further ado, speaking of the great city of Louisville, I'd like to now acknowledge, before I bring up Mayor Fischer, the brother of the champ himself, Brother Rahman Ali, who has joined us this evening. Welcome, welcome, brother, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Told y'all. Sorry, I had to just bring myself back to center a little bit. I am moved. We are moved. And thank you for being here, Elder. So next up, I'd like to bring up Mayor Greg Fischer, who's been a great champion of black male achievement in the city of Louisville and certainly shined a light. Thank you, Mayor Fischer. Please come up and welcome us to Louisville. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Welcome, Rumblers. How we doing today? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Rumblers, we doing all right? Yeah. Okay. I'm supposed to thank a bunch of people, but I also want to share a little something I've learned this year. So let me thank folks together, then we'll give them a round of applause together. We are delighted, honored, excited, thrilled to be the home of the Rumble, and of course, there would be no other place than Louisville, Kentucky, the home of Muhammad Ali. So thank you to Shawn and Steve Vassor for hosting this here every year. Our local team, Metro United Way, Daryl Unseld is helping us so much. Daryl, thank you. JCPS and John Marshall are in the house. The original founder of our Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods and the CEO of Cities United, Anthony Smith. Thank you, Brother Smith. Dorian Burton and the Keenan Charitable Trust. Thank you, Dorian. And my Louisville team here, Office of Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods, our founder, Anthony, Rashad Abdul-Rahman, who is in the house somewhere here with us, over here. Thank you very much, Rashad. One Love Louisville. Yvette Gentry, who has helped us greatly in this work, and our new chief for community building, Pastor Vincent James. Give everybody a round of applause. Now, before we do anything else, do me a favor. I want you all to dream with me for a minute, and I'm taking this somewhere. You'll figure it out in a second. Imagine if everybody in your community had all their housing needs met, all their health care and education needs were met. They had food security. Would that help us in our work? Food security, housing security, health care security, education security, guaranteed basic income. Would that help us? Would that be a peaceful place? So I went to a place last month, about 2 months ago, because I've been trying to understand why people do violent activities. And we have all kinds of reasons, and we're in that work here in the United States of America. I wanted to go to a place where people had everything, but there's still violence taking place. So I went to a place called Husby, H-U-S-B-Y. It's right outside of Stockholm in Sweden. And it's a migrant camp there. When we think of refugee camps, we think of big tent villages. There's no poor people in Sweden. In Scandinavia, everybody has a basic income, and all of these needs are met. Housing, education, health care, food. But they're starting to see a problem with violence. Had a bunch of refugees go to Sweden. Again, they call them migrants there because they feel like refugee has a bad connotation. There's been a few of the guys there whose parents are illiterate in their native tongue, and now they show up in a strange land, so their parents are not connected, and they're not connected to their kids. And the kids don't feel connected to a future that's hopeful, that they are a part of that future. Sound familiar? But they've got all these other material needs. But there's still gangs starting to form. And there's still violence starting to take place in the streets. They've starting to have more homicides than what they've ever had. Nothing like we've got here in the States, but they are up in arms. How can this be happening in our country? And so when I went and talked to these fellas, I said, why are you doing this? You got a home, you got an income, you got food, you got education, you got health. What's happening? And they just simply said, through the various languages, the interpreters and me, they said, I don't feel like I belong to anything. We know in the work that we do in here, how many times when you're talking to a young dude, does he have that empty look in his eyes, or he's broken down, and you got him crying because he's being honest with himself, or not? Does he say, I don't feel like I belong to anything? And so what's he do? Takes to the street. Violence starts taking place, and he might be our next victim. I only share that story to say, as we look around the world at young men that feel disconnected, it's not about the money. It might be, money's part of it. It's not about housing. It's not about being poor. Poverty is a problem, but as we do this work, we continue to ask that question, who do you belong to? What is that connection that makes you feel like you have hope, so you're going to live a long life, have some kids, grandkids, love your mama until the day she passes the earth? So as we do our work, I just want to emphasize that. Always have that question, who does this young man belong to? And look, this is hard work. Last story about Muhammad Ali. I didn't know Muhammad as well as The Rock, his brother. But in his later years, when I was with him, everybody would say, just like Rahman, he's a good-looking dude. You know, these guys, he has 20th century, greatest athlete of the 20th century. All this flattering comments. And he'd whisper in my ear and say, road work, road work. They never said anything about the road work. And what he was saying, he was not able to communicate well in the last years of his life, as we know, with his voice. But what he was saying was he was the greatest because he did more road work than anybody else. And we know in boxing what road work is. You get up in the morning, you hit the streets, you're shadow boxing, you're jogging, you're getting in shape. And he would say, I did that before anybody else got up. That's why he was the greatest of all time. So when we are beat down in this work, and it is easy to get beat down in this work sometime, and as Steve said, it is not what happens when you get beat down. We're measured by what happens when we get up. I want you to think about Muhammad Ali and have those two words in your mind. Road work. Road work is what gets this done. There's no quick wins in this. We know this. But when we follow the example of the champ, of his brother, we put in that road work, we're going to keep making progress. And this work has never been more important with the state parts of the leadership of this country are in right now. We are the other voice. We're the voice of truth in this country. We are the voice that people know we've got to take care of business. And we're going to take care of business at this Rumble and with your road work as we head on out of there. So I want to thank you all for being here, for engaging in what's going to be a fantastic Rumble. Look forward to helping you. Let me know what anything that I can do, we will continue to do. I'm a fellow traveler on this journey. I want to introduce another one of our travelers from down the road. 60 miles from here is the city of Lexington, Kentucky. They've got the University of Kentucky. We've got the University of Louisville. We're rivals on the sports fields and courts, but everywhere else we work together. In this area of black male achievement is one area that we're working together, and I'm proud of what we're doing, the great work we have done and will do. Please welcome Mayor Jim Gray from Lexington.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Mayor. Well, listen, y'all, I'm going to remember the 5 B's of public speaking Steve said too. Be brief, brother, be brief. But really what I'm going to do real quick is just affirm, confirm, and punctuate what Mayor Greg Fischer just said. And he ought to be a B on the wall, because I will tell you all that I've gotten to know a lot of mayors. He and I were elected on the very same day in 2010. And in that 7 years or so, we've gotten to know a lot of mayors. But I can tell you, that in terms of problem-solving skills and vision and commitment, there is no better mayor in America. Give it up. Listen, I sometimes say that this man has the problem-solving skills of an entrepreneur and the heart of a social worker, and that's what it takes today. What Greg didn't tell you was 7 years ago, we were at a University of Louisville, University of Kentucky basketball game before we were even inaugurated, and he said to me, Jim, we ought to work together. Instead of fighting all the time between Louisville and Lexington, instead of competing, we ought to work together. Well, I will tell y'all that I thought surely by the end of that ball game, he would have got over that idea of us working together. But fortunately, he didn't. And among economic development initiatives that we work together on, we learned to work together and cooperate on other things. And I can tell you that today, Lexington is learning from Louisville. I'm looking back there and I'm seeing our Commissioner of Social Services, a former 1st District Councilman from Lexington, Chris Ford. Chris, hold your hand up. And the reason I'm pointing him out, along with David Kozarts. Is David here? Somebody told me David was going to be here. David, hold your hand up. He's not. Oh, James Brown is here, now the 1st District Council member. All right. But these guys, and is Dr. Burton here? Dr. Burton here? Dr. Burton, thank you so much. Greg Fischer mentioned the Keenan Charitable Trust. But together with Louisville, Lexington, the Keenan Charitable Trust has given us, over a number of years, has made a substantial 7-figure commitment to us to coach, the Coach Initiative, identifying young black men and boys who are vulnerable, who have opportunity, and we're focusing on it. And we're working together with Louisville to do just that. So I want to thank them, and I want to thank CBMA. Shawn, where's Shawn? He's somewhere in here. Yes, sir. I just got to know you. But yes, there's an applause line. Thank you. It's great. I'm finishing up here. I'm coming around the bend here. But I want to say that it's inspiring. It's so inspiring because you can take, in a contagious way, in a viral way, and you all know this and you're already doing it. But I'm an example. Our city is an example of how it becomes contagious and viral and how we can all learn and we can improve as a result of it. So thank you all so much for inviting me to be here. Mayor, thank you, sir. And Rock, it's great to meet you, sir. It's great to meet you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Mayor. Thank you so much. Again, one more Rumblers round of applause for the mayors of Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky. So, I know. Let's take ourselves a moment just to remember why we're here. Let's just refresh our voices, shall we? Rumble, young man, rumble! All right, that's about 80%. We're not at 100 yet, but we're about 7.9, Shawn. We almost there. We almost there. So next up, this evening, I'm pleased to bring to you a local artist. This young man is going to bring you his vocal stylings. As a matter of fact, he has vocal in his name. Please give it up for brother Mechie Keyvoko. Mechie Keyvoko.
I'm the greatest. I am a mountain, yeah. I am a tall tree, oh. I am the swift wind sweeping the country, yeah. I am the river down in the valley, oh. I am the vision and I can see clearly. And if anybody asks you who I am today, just look them in the face and just say, yeah, I'm that star up in the sky. I'm the mountain peak up high. Don't you see I made it? Said I'm the world's greatest. And I'm that little bit of hope. Said when my back's up against the rope, don't you see I made it? See, I'm the world's greatest, yeah. I'm the world's greatest. Don't you see I made it? I am a giant. I am an eagle, oh, I am a lion deep in the jungle. Said I am the marching band, I am my people, oh, I am the helping hand. Said I must be the hero. And if anybody asks you who I am here today, I want you to have the confidence to look them in the face and say, just say that I'm that star up in the sky. Yes, I'm that mountain peak up high. Said, hey, I made it. Said I'm the world's greatest. And I'm that little bit of hope. When my back's up against the rope, don't you see I made it? See, I'm the world's greatest. Don't you see I made it? Yeah, I'm the world's greatest. Let me hear y'all say that. Don't you see I made it? Yeah, I'm the world. Oh, don't you see? I'm the world's greatest. Touch yourself and say, don't you see I made it? I'm the world's greatest. Say I'm a conqueror and I'm victorious. I won't be stopped, no, and I won't be blocked. Say I'm a believer and I'm an achiever. I won't be blocked, no, I won't be stopped because I'm the greatest. Don't you see I made it? Said I'm the greatest. Don't you see I made it? Yeah. Said I'm that star up in the sky. I'm that mountain peak up high. Don't you see I made it? I'm the world's greatest. And I'm my little bit of hope to get my back up off the ropes. Don't you see we made it? Louisville, we're the greatest. Thank you.
That's right. Mr. Mechie Keyvoko, in the spirit of the greatest. Because you know when you rumbling and you get knocked down, it may be that song or it may be a stanza. As you were trying to determine which way is up. Got to remember who's the greatest, and it might be you in that moment. So, why rumbling is important. We have a young man that we're bringing up to the stage. I want him to make his approach so I can quickly hand off to him, Brother Posey, as you come to the stage. This brother, Jalen Posey, let me just talk to you about rumbling real quick as a poet. We showed up out of town a year ago into Louisville, Mayor, and something interesting happened. We brought poets from all across the land. They came by twos and they came by threes. As Pootie Tang said, you came many times, Tammy. I was just trying to make sure y'all was awake, because some folks, you know, just went away for a minute. I think the veggie got you. And so this young brother right here, we had a poetry battle. Because, you know, Muhammad Ali was a poet. He wasn't just pretty, he was a poet. He brought lyrics. Look it up. So we brought teams in here. This brother stood up by himself and brought down, this is not going to go well for my folks in Philly, but he fought the Philly Youth Poetry Movement and a group out of Milwaukee. And they were tight, but the crowd loved him. This brother, we asked him to bring voice, brother Jalen Posey from right here, Louisville, Kentucky, rumbler Jalen Posey.
Look at all this melanin. I'm proud of y'all, yo. Man, this is a beautiful sight to see. This morning I woke up, put out my phone, went on Instagram just to see some melanation, some beautiful black people smiling, and I saw this picture. The picture was a black father holding his son's hand walking down the road. I scrolled down to see the caption. The caption said, "Son, be careful where you're going." And then the son replied, said, "You be careful. I'm following your footsteps." And when I read that, I had to put my phone down, had to do a lap around the house, pray, drink some water, eat an apple, because that was deep. That hit me in my heart. As a teenager myself, I see how relatable that post is. As children, we are malleable to the influence of our elders. All praise to the elders, all praise to the Most High, because y'all's responsibility is so powerful. The actions that you do, we pick up on it. Growing up, we hear black parents a lot say, "Don't do as I do as I say." I understand that, but if I'm following your footsteps, I'm going to do as you do. The parents are the first teachers. And oftentimes, that slips beneath us. Because when you teach us how you cope with things. You teach us your positive and your negative. And based off what you teach us, we can either graduate to be the reflection of your sunshine or the amplifier of your shadow. And I say all of this to say that the older generation has a responsibility. And I'm holding you all accountable, because accountability is something that needs to be practiced in the black community. The responsibility that you all have is to be the guiding factor into the generation of the future, which is the youth. The youth is listening. The youth is listening. We are beat down by the oppression just as you are. So when you handle it, we handle it just how you do. Don't pick up the bottle. Pick up something positive, and we'll follow after your steps. Proverbs 22:6. Come on now. Like I said, the elders have a responsibility, and is the youth, is a representative of the youth. If you do right by me, I'll be right by you. Shalom.
Wow. Wow, Brother Posey. Brother Posey. Jalen Posey. Nah, that's a good combination punch. What you just got hit with was a rabbit punch. And what you don't know is your spleen just shifted about 12.3 degrees, maybe 6 centimeters. It moved. Power. Power. Thank you, Brother Jalen. So, why we rumble and how we got here, I'd like to bring up a brother who is one of the architects around this rumble. Elder, just so happens to be an elder, just so happens to be a reverend, a pastor, a brother, a mentor, a developer of young people. Reverend Dr. Alfonso Wyatt. Alfonso.
Oh, you know I'm coming, girl. In the full volume of who has sent me. I heard somewhere that there were some rumblers. I heard somewhere that there were some rumbleettes. I heard somewhere that there were some people who have come together with no intention other than to be heard, to be felt. I heard that there were some young people that came from the four corners of this great nation that came seeking evidence of the things that are not seen. So I'm here on a mission, beloved. I'm here, and I thank our mayor. We got a cool mayor in Louisville. He knows just how to throw the little patois in there, yeah, and to do it right. You know, some people get it wrong. You got it right. Yeah. To the mayor-elect, I don't know if he's still here, but thank you for your comments. Thank you to people in Louisville that's holding it down. Thank you for the leadership that's holding it down. So before I get that cut sign, let me just say why I'm here. I got a phone call just a few minutes ago, and that phone call was from Hope. Hope told me that they got me up on the ropes. Hope told me that they're hitting me with kidney rabbit punches. Hope said that I'm backed up and don't know what to do. But then Hope did tell me that they heard that there was some rumblers in town, that there were some fighters in town, that there was somebody that was going to look at Hope and say, Hope, keep the hope alive, because we here to do what we do. We're not here to spectate. We ain't here to ovulate. We ain't here to prevaricate. We ain't here to oscillate. We're here to state that we are here for the rumble. So Hope, don't you worry. You may be held the hope. It was the hope-a-dope. That's what it was. Yeah. But Hope, there go my son over there, Dr. Banks. Let me tell you something. For those that are here for the first time, if this is your first rumble, just put your rumbling hand up in the air and wave it like you just do care. Well, let me tell you something, beloved. This just ain't no conference. I think you already figured that out. This ain't one of them bourgeois type of gatherings where people just come to try to impress each other by how they enunciate. No, this is where warriors come. This is where fighters come. This is where we come to be refreshed, to be energized, to get our internal gyroscope refocused so that we're able to throw down. This is where young brothers see old OGs get up and still got the swag and still got it. So I'm going to end it on this note. I was up at Sing Sing prison. That's called the Big House in New York. It's called going up the river. It's where some hard folk are. And this is how I walked into the place when I was dropping science and dropping knowledge. I looked at them in the same way I'm looking at you. And I said, if you don't know, now you know. Rumble, young man, rumble! Hey!
Yes. I'm going to buy me a whole new rhyming dictionary when I get home. Because the one I got doesn't work no more. It don't work no more. So, in the spirit, I want to bring up the CEO of the Campaign for Black Male Achievement. And when he says CEO, it's both and Chief Executive Officer, but also Chief Evangelical Officer, Shawn Dove, the CEO of the Campaign.
Let's give Steve Vassor a round of applause. Rumble, young man, rumble. So, Steve, I thought that you liked me, right? But you're going to have me come up here after my mentor, the Reverend Dr. Alfonso Wyatt, and I'm following in your footsteps, brother, so thank you. I just want to welcome everyone on behalf of the Campaign for Black Male Achievement to Rumble Young Man Rumble. This is the 7th annual Rumble Young Man Rumble. And let me tell you how important that is, because I know that we have all been at the first annual of something and the second annual never happened, right? And so I want to thank the leadership of this city. The Campaign for Black Male Achievement is a national movement, but the work happens locally. It happens in promises of place, just like this city here. And we need leadership on all fronts because we're in a fight, right? We're in a fight. And I remember, and I got some of my homeboys that I grew up with when we were growing up, we used to say there's some static, right? Anybody remember the static days, right? And when they said there's some static, if I had my boys with me, I was ready, right? But if I didn't have my boys with me, this wasn't a good day for static. I want to say that we have some static in this nation. There's a fight to be had because we're in it. And Mayor Fischer, I want to thank you for your leadership, because I remember 7 years ago when we had our first annual Rumble Young Man Rumble, and you addressed the Rumblers. And on that day, you said this issue of black male achievement is a fight for the soul of this nation. And you said that long before it was real popular to say. You said that long before My Brother's Keeper. And we declared that this was going to be the epicenter of black male achievement, like in the spirit of Muhammad Ali, right? Ali will predict what round he's going to knock someone out in. And we got to get real predictive in what we're talking about. Hope is getting off the ropes. And so I want to thank you, and I want to thank you all, everyone from Louisville. Just raise your hand. And let's give the hometown heroes and local leaders a round of applause. And I want to thank the staff of the Campaign for Black Male Achievement. I don't have time to call everyone by name, but the Campaign for Black Male Achievement, can you raise your hands? Because nothing happens alone. And just really quickly before I get the sign, I just want to just share a little bit about the genesis of why you are here. And my mentor, Reverend Wyatt, was right. This is not a conference. This is not a convening. The Rumble is more like a reunion. The Rumble is like a retreat. Because I know some folks have come here from parts of this country tired. Some people have left people at home. They didn't want to leave, but they came to the Rumble. Some people are in this room and like, I don't know if I can take it another day. This is where you get your mission fuel. This is where you reignite. The Rumble is a reunion. It's a reflection. The Rumble is a revival, because we need some reviving up in here. And I just want to say the genesis of the Rumble, and I just love when the idea just comes into fruition. My mentor, Reverend Alfonso, Wyatt, and I, we said a while ago, and Muhammad Ali was my first hero. I remember as a young man having this postcard with him just as a young fighter with his hands up. And anybody that said, you know, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and I can't possibly be beat. And this was a black man that stood up for it. Like, even before I knew what he was standing up for, I said, that's my hero. I want to be like Ali. But Ali had folks in his corner. He didn't have a full entourage. It wasn't 15 people in his corner. He had 3 people in his corner. And one of them was Bundini Brown, the exhorter, that would get in his ear and say, rumble, young man, rumble. And Reverend Alfonso and Wyatt and I said, we were going to write a book. We was going to call it Rumble, Young Man, Rumble. And we started. I wrote him a little passage. It was going to be a pen pal thing. I think we got 3 times back and forth. And it just died. But it died for another time. In 2011, we had both come to the Ali Center at different occasions, and we said this was an opportunity to create Rumble, Young Man, Rumble. And if you're here for the first time, get what you need. If you're here for the 7th time, get what you need. Because the cavalry's not coming to save the day in our communities. We are the iconic leaders that we have been waiting for. And this is about connection. This is about love. And if you look around the room, this is not just about black men. This is about our community. We got here because there were some sisters that said, y'all have to get here. I would not be standing here if it were not for my single mom, Deanna. Actually, I think she could have been in this ring because she didn't believe in timeout. She believed in knockout, right? So look around, but also we have created a space for what we call lightweights. Flyweights. We were going to call them lightweights, and they said, no, we fly. We want to be flyweights. In this room, I'm just going to challenge the adults. Don't leave this rumble without making a connection to a flyweight. I don't care if you brought them here with you or if you don't know them, you look around here because as Brother Posey said, they're watching us and following our footsteps. The cavalry is here. Black men and boys don't need a savior. All we need is believers. People that believe in our potential, believe in our ability to win, believe in our ability to rise, and that's what we need. So get what you need. Thank you, Louisville, for hosting us. I'm looking around this room, and if we can just give Brother Steve Vassor another round of applause. And as we bring him up, the Rumble was supposed to be 160 people. You heard him say it grew to 260. We kept talking about this was going to be epic. Now it's like real expensive. But you know what? The return on investment that's happening right here, we can't quantify this. We cannot quantify that. And so thank you all for getting here. And this is only the opening bell.
Great job, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I can hear my evaluation now. It was good, however, it's a little pricey. You know, in this work that we call rumbling, in this movement, and thank you, Shawn, for bringing up the word love. This is a love movement. You can't go to war if you're not in love. You look that up, you work that out later. And I'm saying it's a love movement because you gotta love a fight where there's never a bell that lets you know when it started or when it stopped. That's what we in. It is an asymmetric fight. Some of y'all don't realize, and some of our colleagues who are watching this don't understand that they're in a ring until somebody rung their bell. We don't have ain't no ref. You know who the ref is? Knockout. You or your opponent. That's the ref. It goes on and on and on. I was about to step into my hip hop. My hip hop heads went right past that into the end of that line. You know what you was about to do. But it's a love movement. In this rumble, and in every rumble that we have, just as with Muhammad Ali, when he went in the ring, whether he was sparring for 3 minutes with Brother Rahman or any of his sparring partners, or he was going in the ring with any of the fighters you've heard of and might not have heard of, there was a ring. There was a bell that was rung to let him know the fight would start and to let those fighters know that it's time to stop throwing blows. So I'd like to bring up Dr. Robert Simmons, CBMA's Vice President of Strategy and Innovation, who's going to bring up 6 flyweights who are going to tell us why we ring the bell, and then we're going to ring the official Rumble Young Man Rumble fight bell. Dr. Robert Simmons, my brother.
I'm going to continue with Steve's hip-hop, ode to hip-hop. It was all a dream. Word Up Magazine. Oh, sorry, Steve, I apologize. Shawn, that wasn't on the Run the Show. I used to read Word Up Magazine. I think it's important to reference hip-hop at all times, especially in this work. As a young person, my first recollection of the champ was through hip-hop. And listening to hip-hop artists, shout out to the New York crowd. Nas was one of the first people who referenced the champ. For the West Coast crowd, shout out to the West Coast crowd. The Game referenced the champ when he said, Ali. Whoa, ain't no Game fans in here? Steve. They here. There we go. Ali Boumaier, right? Man, gotta get our hip-hop. We're gonna have a hip-hop session at the next Rumble. But I'm excited to bring up young people. It takes me back to my roots as a classroom teacher, and I find great inspiration from our young people. If you look at the great social movements of our time, Black Lives Matter, Civil Rights Movement, the Young Brothers in the Nation, they were all led oftentimes by young folks. If you look at the voting movement, if you look at workers throughout the Cesar Chavez work, it was young people that led this work. So I want to bring up the flyweights. I want to thank Paul Forbes from New York, Martha Struthers from Sacramento, and where Tori's young folks are from LA. So I want them to come up because they're going to kick Rumble off officially. Let's get them, show them some love.
We ring this bell 6 times to honor Muhammad Ali's 6 core principles and to signal the official start of Rumble Young Man Rumble. Confidence, belief in oneself, one's ability, and one's future. Conviction, a firm belief that gives one courage to stand behind that belief despite pressure to do otherwise. Dedication, the act of devoting all of one's energy, effort, and abilities to a certain task. Giving, to present voluntarily without expecting something in return. Respect, esteem for, or a sense of the worth or excellence of oneself and others. And spirituality, a sense of awe, reverence, and inner peace inspired by a connection to all of creation and or that which is greater than oneself.
Rumble, Young Man Rumble. I saw Mayor Fischer leading it off. Come on, Mayor Fischer. Rumble, Young Man Rumble. Let's give these flyweights a round of applause. Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah, so hang up here for a second, young man. So these are who we are fighting for, and these are who are fighting for us. On behalf of all of us, we love you. We have high expectations of all of you. It didn't just start here, won't end here. So let's keep rumbling together. Thank you, brothers. need new one. No, it just needs a screw. The bolt is, they didn't bolt it. That's all. That's good. Yeah, it's good. Thankfully, it's. Yes, that's right. Don't worry, it ain't broken.
Broke the belt.
Yeah. Brother, it ain't broke till I can get it to Willie and them. Willie got a blowtorch, you ain't know? Give him $7 in a six-pack. Yes. So, yes, I've just been given a sign. Arm Day. Oh, yeah, we in City Hall. I forgot. I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. Willie pays his taxes. All right. So, next up, and thank you, Brother Robert, for bringing up the flyweights and getting them ready and you know, for us moving through. Would like to invite up, speaking of hip hop, tonight we have some of Louisville's own talent. So first up, would like you to welcome MC Meats and DJ Kimbo Slice, who are gonna bring you a little flavor from Louisville. Come on up here, bro. Let's get it.
Was that me? I'm sorry.
Yep.
He ain't get it right, but it's cool. My name is Metez. Thank y'all for having me. And I also go by METZ the Realist. And with that being said, Kim, we can start it. You having a good time? Put your hands up. Hands up. Everybody in this room is natural born winners. Remember that. Turn it up a little bit more, Kim. Want them to feel it. Hands up. Hands up. And when this beat drop, hey, everybody bounce. Y'all ready? Hey, go on, bounce. Bounce. Hey, bounce. Cause what you is, hey. Say you some natural born winners, hey. Yeah, say you some natural born winners. Look, talk is cheap. I do it for real. Mic stage in the dream. I'm just trying to get a deal. They don't get my ambition. Ask me the same question. You ready for success? I put my key in the ignition. It's been about a year since I hopped up in the booth. Hey, Metez, where you been? It's time for them to hear the truth. Chucking deuces to the haters. The ones ain't getting paper. Went from sleeping and dreaming. A recent dream chaser. How am I not the trillest? On the mic, I'm the illest. Metez gon' rain like a fatty. I bet you feel it. Rappers all on my platter. Eating them out for dinner, recognize I'm on the rise cause I'm a natural born winner. Hands up. Too close, hey. Say what? Hey, take your time. Hands up, hey. Just let them know. Hands up, bounce, hey. Hey, now say what? Hey, ain't taking time. Hey, hands up, just let them know. Hey, say you what? Say you some natural born winners. Everybody in the room, natural born winners. Hey, yeah, say you some natural born winners. Yeah, look. The microphone fiend trying to do some big things, nothing but the real, so you remember the name. Complain behind winning, it's easy, it's physics as in physically I'm getting it, and mentally I'm ignorant, I'm for real, man. Say who you know that I ain't hotter than. On some Bobby Brown, man, this is my prerogative. I am Dr. King in the flesh, newsflash. I had a dream, he tells us show rappers they really trash. Hot boy like I'm turf, never chill, I go berserk. Forget the fame, change the game, that's how it really works. Mama was insane in church. I was a born sinner, but Lord forgave me, so I'm a natural born winner. Hands up. Hey, and say what? And over here we never take a loss. Ain't taking time to formulate a plan. Hands up. Everybody bounce. Hey. Hey, now say what? Hey, ain't taking time. Hands up and bounce. Just let them know. Hey, and it's only right we do this for Ali. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. You ain't gonna keep it going? Watch my time. Yeah, you good. We're gonna clap, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Hands up, now everybody wave, yo, yo. Yo, now yo, say you some natural born winners, hey. Yo, now Yo, say you some natural born winners, hey. Yo, now go, say you some natural born winners, hey. This side and that side, everybody in the room, y'all some natural born winners, hey. My name's Mechie, thank y'all. MET's the realest.
So, first off, rule number one as the MC is you better know the name of your artist when you introduce them and how to pronounce it. Because the first thing they're going to say when they get the mic is you ain't get it right. But that's all right, whatever. I got this song. Mechie, y'all, Mechie. Give it up for him. Coming up next, we are going to receive some poetry from 3 Louisville poets representing AMP. Oh, 2 Louisville poets, I'm sorry. I got hit in the head that first one, so I lost count. 2 Louisville poets coming up representing AMPed Louisville. Come on up, brothers. Let's hear what y'all got to say. Bring it up. Bring up that fire. AMPed Louisville poets. Come on and take the stage. Jalen Posey, +1. Come on, Jalen. Come on, y'all. Yes, let's clap it up for him. You can do it from here wherever you feel comfortable. You can stand on stage or just saying that the cameras are rolling. Yeah, the cameras are rolling, so you know. Yeah, there we go. Yep, you can just sit there right there. We got you. Brother is like strong in a suit. I got to do calisthenics first. Right. Arm day. Yeah, water weights. Okay, brothers. Camera's rolling. Time is up. No, we don't. But yeah, just hit it. Just go. We need another mic. Yes.
While they find a mic, just a trigger warning, this is a poem about mental health and how it affects teens in the Black community.
Test.
Thank you.
Folks in the back, please hold it down. We can't hear you. If you in the back whispering, we can hear you. That's not whispering, that's actually talking out loud. Thank you.
Nobody loves you. Nobody sees you. How many were hesitant to see your tears? But I'm here now. Let me drown your sorrows in gunpowder. I can feel you. Shaking. The tension from your fingers. Your hands nearly breaking my grip. You must think you have a hold on me. But it's like I have a hold on you. At this point, we are one. Joined together through unholy matrimony. Have you ever seen the barrel spit its soul into another being? Releasing heat flashes, making the body twitch back and forward, pushing death inside of a living body? I call it a stillbirth. Hot metal lays dormant inside of a cold skull. God is here to save you. This is the end. I can see you struggling to maintain. No evolution will remain after this big bang since death to every inch of your body. You were in pain, like a toe tag. Squeeze me, nigga. Set me free like an emancipation. I promise there will be no strings attached. I'll be in and out of your body like a strong pull-out game, but it's a shame that you're hurting, that you're feeling so much depression on the inside. Let me hold your head like your father didn't. All you have to do is tell me what's on your mind and I'll grind it out. And you ain't got to tell nobody but me. Because I'll put a silence on your mouth. Let your tears be your trigger warning.
It'll be another Cold War once Russian roulette shares blood on American soil.
Trust me, this is a feeling you can't shake. I am an addiction you can't break. So don't you feel like getting lifted? This right here, nigga, is guaranteed to blow your mind. One spark will have you out of this world. I'm betting on it, hoping you're ready.
Aim steady.
Stop buckling. You know I'm trigger happy. My emotions are proven to be combustible. Who kills better than me? 1 million suicides per year. I am a hard act to follow. One explosion will have your head blown from your body. Fuck resting in peace. I have you sleeping hollow. I was made for your destruction. I learned how to stomach death like swallow parasites. My clip bestowed with souls the heaven wouldn't take. This is my purpose.
Don't
pull the trigger.
I'm not ready to die.
Pick me up. Take a deep breath. Bang. Thank you.
Power, power. Thank you, good brothers. Thank you. Give them a round of applause again. So, just want to breathe on that for a moment because we're going to switch the page really quickly. All right? Before we move into the last portion of our opening. So I'd like to bring up a comedian. You know, I thought I had jokes and jokes. But I don't do this for a living. I just play like I do. I'd like to bring up a brother who does do this for a living. Brother Mechie Randall. Bring him up. Brother Randall, come on up and bless us, brother. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Rumble. Appreciate
Good afternoon. All right, look at y'all smashed in here like sardines with suits on. Looking all cute. Give it up for the young people that we just saw. Give it up for them. Give it up for them. It's amazing to see our young people's talent. I'm a comedian. I have no talent at all. All I know how to do is act a fool. That's all I do is act a fool. And it's crazy because sometimes when you act a fool, it gets you in trouble. You know, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So in my life, people didn't always encourage me to do comedy. One time when I was in the third grade for the second time, I was in the third grade for the second time, I snuck under my teacher's desk. I'm hiding under the teacher's desk. When the teacher came in, right before she sat down, I said, woo, fat booty. The teacher said, who said that? But I'm hiding under the desk. So she got up, she's stomping around the classroom. She said, who said that? I said, ooh, fat booty's mad now. I'm still hiding under the desk. So finally when she realized I'm under the desk, she grabs me up, she grabs me by my shirt, pulls me to the corner. She says, Mitch, you are never going to amount to anything because all you know how to do is act a fool. I went home, I was upset. I spoke to my grandmama. I said, Grandmama, my teacher told me I'll never amount to anything because all I know how to do is act a fool. My grandmama, she said, baby, one day people are going to pay you to act a fool. So I want to say no matter what happens, I want you to encourage these young people. There's programs like this that take place of people who don't have grandmothers. Everybody don't have a grandmama that's going to encourage them, even when they act a fool. Even when they act a fool. So I want to thank everybody for coming. I love you all. I think you're awesome. Keep up the good work. Keep up the fight. Thank you. Where'd he go?
Thank you, brother. Excellent work, excellent work, excellent work. Bringing us up some laughs, keeping us rolling. I'm telling you, we are now in the segment. Where's my brother, Daryl Unseld? Daryl, I need another set of muscles because this ain't gonna work. This suit got tailored on to me, and I don't want to stretch nothing, but I want to bring this up if we can, this podium. Let's see. Right. Thank you, brother. So, Brother Daryl Unseld, if you could join me up here on stage. We are now moving into the portion of the Rumble and of the opening ceremony where we recognize 13 Rumblers who are out here battling, and we'll hear more about this when we're together tomorrow and Friday, building and battling on behalf of black men and boys. And so this is my brother, Daryl Unseld, who just so happens to be much prettier and better in a bow tie than me. You know, I'm going to take this bow tie off, brother. You know, you took the night off. See, that's all right. So I'm going to hand you this mic. And then our DJ is going to work with us to do a couple of things because we are going to move quickly. I know that some of y'all brought your tight shoes tonight. Some of y'all ain't got the Dr. Scholl's in them. Lord knows my bunions is barking. So we got to move quick. If you are awarded, if that happens to be you, let me just share with you what's about to happen. You will come up, except for our Lifetime Achievement awardee who will get more time. But if you are awarded, we're asking you to arrive, to receive your award, and to say thank you, and for us to then move forward with the next set of awards. Shake and take, according to Brother Daryl Unseld. Shake and take, all right? Because my bunions is barking. All right, so Brother Daryl, I'm going to hand this to you. I'm going to get this other thing, and then we're going to get started.
All right. I feel like we're at the Death Row, the old Source Awards or something up here. It's, you know. But I suggest that everybody listens to Steve's instructions, because if you don't shake and take, it might be an awkward moment for you, right? So he said, we got muscle in the building.
Yes, right up front.
Right up front, so.
Right here in the front row.
No doubt.
They're going to pray for you and carry you in public. So, Brother Daryl, we do have a script we're going to work off of. I brought a whole bunch of papers with me. Clearly, I didn't organize myself very well, but we're going to make it work. Thank you, Brother Dr. Reverend. Appreciate you. So, it's my pleasure to present the Rumble Young Man Rumble Black Male Achievement Confidence Prizes. The confidence prizes are awarded to one heavyweight and one flyweight rumbler who believe in black men and boys, their abilities, and their future. Now, remember, y'all, these people who are about to be awarded have no idea what's going down right now. There's going to be shock. And the first awardee just so happens to already be standing up here. He is Mr. Daryl W. Unseld Jr.
Shocked. I know I'm supposed to shake and take, but if y'all want an executive producer that's not all up in the video, come to CBMA. Thank you.
So congratulations, Brother Daryl. And next up, we'd like to recognize flyweight rumbler William Jackson. Brother William Jackson, come on up, sir. There he is. Oh, got you. Yep. You good? Sorry. Woo. Yes, sir. Congratulations.
All right. It is my pleasure to present the Rumble Young Man Rumble Black Male Achievement Conviction Prize. The Conviction Prize is awarded to one heavyweight and one flyweight rumbler who each hold a firm belief that gives them the courage to stand behind those beliefs despite pressures to do otherwise. This year, the Rumble Young Man Rumble BMA Conviction Prizes are awarded to like this one of our OGs from way back. Ron Walker, come on down, brother. Coles box. All right. The flyweight rumbler is Mr. Leroy Thomas III. Is Leroy here? Well, somebody, is Leroy is he in the bathroom or something?
That's all right. We're going to keep moving. Leroy going to come through. He heard his name 12 times. Leroy is on the way. So it is my pleasure to present the Rumble Young Man Rumble Black Male Achievement Dedication Prize
awarded to one heavyweight and one flyweight rumbler who devote their energies, efforts, and abilities to black men and boys. This year, the Rumble Young Man Rumble BMA dedication prizes are awarded to our brother, heavyweight rumbler Thomas Owens. T.O. Respect.
You got your crew with you, yeah. Shake and take, baby. Shake and take.
T.O., the original.
We'll get the comments on delayed broadcast.
And we're also awarding the Rumble Young Man Rumble Black Male Achievement Dedication Prize to flyweight rumbler Ahmad Mojo Mohammed Jones. Mojo. All right. Mojo doing his homework. He's writing the paper. All right.
All right. Okay, right there. Okay. It's my pleasure to present the Rumble Young Man Rumble Black Male Achievement Giving Prizes. The giving prize is awarded to one heavyweight and one flyweight rumbler who each present voluntarily without expecting something in return. Wow. This year, the Rumble Young Man Rumble BMA giving prizes are awarded to the heavyweight rumbler. I know this sister. She once told me that she didn't know if she liked me or not. Mrs. Tara Level, where you at?
Yes. That's right.
Now, she was here. I seen her somewhere.
Tara's here.
Okay.
Leroy, okay. Yes.
All right. The flyweight rumbler is, I apologize if I slay this in advance, but Killian Hathaway. Did I pronounce that right? Brother Hathaway. Reverend Hathaway. All right, we're going to keep it moving then.
Okay. All right. We know he's here.
Yeah.
Or we're going to make sure he gets his award. The Respect Prize. It's our pleasure to present the Rumble Young Man Rumble Black Male Achievement Respect Prize, awarded to one heavyweight and one flyweight rumbler who each demonstrate that they uplift and have high esteem in themselves and black men and boys. This year, the Rumble Young Man Rumble BMA Respect Prize is awarded to heavyweight rumbler Paul, we on the road for 14 hours, Forbes. Paul Forbes. Yes.
I know he's here. I'll talk to him.
Yeah, he's here, definitely. All right. And then for our flyweight rumbler, we're recognizing flyweight rumbler James Baidu. James Baidu. Come on up, young brother.
All right.
And all our awardees, by the way, once you receive your trophy, please stay nearby so that you can stand here off to the stage on either side. Shawn Dove, please post up. You're almost up, brother Unseld.
So, with all seriousness, it is a blessing and a pleasure to be here for the 7th annual Rumble Young Man Rumble. I am elated about what we have in store for the next couple of days. But I'm also excited to kind of introduce a great friend, mentor, and absolutely one of the highest caliber of individuals that I've ever met in my life. And I was, earlier when we got here, I was thinking about how many Rumbles have I actually been to. And then I looked over and I saw the Dove twins. The Dove twins were little boys when CBMA, well, when the campaign started, when they first started coming here. But as I looked at them tonight, I was like, wow. I think if they had a WWE Battle Royal at home, Daddy Dove will probably lose, you know, so. But it is with pleasure that I reintroduce to you the CEO of the Campaign for Black Male Achievement, my brother, Shawn Dove.
Let's give Darryl Unseld a round of applause. Hometown hero. You weren't on the voting committee for the award. You didn't vote yourself in for that award. The importance and the beauty of this is we often gather to mourn black men and boys. We often gather to rightfully protest and engage in activism for black men and boys. But it is real important that we gather to celebrate one another. It's important that we come together and not only celebrate black men and boys, but our entire community. And I'm thrilled tonight to present the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Rumble Young Man Rumble Black Male Achievement Award, Lifetime Award. Sure.
I just need to say into the microphone, this is the part where we will stop the live stream. So if you are watching from home, thank you. Have a good night.